Hi, I'm Frank, and I'm a Marana resident. It's time to reactivate your social and fitness lifestyle. The Marana Senior Program offers a variety of services and recreation opportunities for active adults ages 50 plus. Member benefits include access to exercise classes, a fitness center that's really equipped, parties, and much more. Get a 5-day free pass of activities to use within a 30-day span. Visit maranaaz.gov/Teen Senior for more information.
Have you heard? Marana has unforgettable festivals and events. From parades to fireworks, rodeo competitions to light shows, we'll show you a good time. Learn more about the Marana Signature Event Series by visiting maranaaz.gov/events.
Welcome to Real Talk with the Town, where I sit down with the Marana staff to answer your burning questions about our beautiful community. My name is Terry Rozema, and I'm the town manager for the town, so let's get started. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Real Talk with the Town. My name is Terry Rozema. I'm the town manager for the town of Marana and the host for Real Talk. And today I have a special guest, a returning guest from our Development Services Department, Director Jason Angell. Jason, how you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me back, Terry.
Oh, man, love having you here because one of the things I love to talk about, so this is our icebreaker, Jason.
All right.
So yesterday, big basketball game, Michigan-Wisconsin. Give me your thoughts.
It was a tough one. It was a tough weekend of basketball to watch. A lot of buzzer beaters and all that. And I still can't believe that Hunter Dickinson made that three-pointer to send it to overtime. But
unbelievable shot. I mean, ridiculous shot. It looked ridiculous, but it went in, and Michigan prevailed in overtime. I was happy about that. First game I've actually watched all year, but it was a good one to watch.
It was. It was a good back and forth.
Yeah. So, good deal. Well, today I didn't bring you here, Jason, to talk about Wisconsin basketball or basketball in general. I brought you here to talk about the town Marana and development that's popping up all over. Our listeners are driving around and seeing all this construction going on, and they're asking, what's going on? What are all these buildings? So you being the expert, the guy that knows it all, has all the information at his fingertips about what's going on in our community, talking and dealing with the developers on a regular basis. I thought it'd be good to have you on the show again to talk a little bit. We didn't get a specific question about development in general, but we got a question from a listener about specific development. They were happy to hear about the fries going in. I won't read this verbatim because it's kind of long. Happy about the fries going in at Tangerine and Lon Adams along with the additional pads there. But they're asking specifically about the property directly across the street. There's some pads there next to the Circle K. And they're wanting to know any possibility of that retail activating in the near future.
Yeah, that's a great question. The property right next to the Circle K that's there, that's under a separate ownership group than what is the ownership group for the Fry's site. So their timing is a little bit different there, but our conversations that we've had with representatives in that area for the Circle K area is that there's definitely more interest that they're seeing from potential buyers, potential businesses that want to go there. They haven't shared any specifics with us. We haven't had any requests for meetings to sit down with potential tenants or developers in that area. But the lead developer of the property has indicated a stronger interest in there. I think what it is right now is it's just a matter of they want to see Fry's actually perform before they make the investment to move forward. But I got to believe that as soon as that Fry's starts to move, we're going to see a lot of other movement activity going on the adjacent parcels as well.
And I think from what I'm hearing, that'll be a very welcome movement if that begins to happen in that area. The people of Gladden Farms and Rancho Marana and San Lucas have been jonesing for some retail activity in this area. But we're not just here to talk about that specific area. We're here to talk about the town in general, and we've got some pretty big projects going on, and I'd like you to kind of highlight some of the big ones around town. One of the ones that I get asked about the most is what is that giant building that's going going up near Tangerine and I-10, north of Tangerine, in the frontage road, about a half a mile north of Tangerine Farms Road. What is it? I've had people say, is that a Target? Is that an Amazon? What is it? There's all kinds of stuff going on next door, people telling everybody else what it is. Give us the scoop. Give us the skinny.
Yeah, and actually, the second building is starting to go up. If you've been by there recently,
I have.
So,
I've been watching them put up the walls on the far west side. Pretty impressive.
yeah. So the two buildings, the one that's currently standing, the other one that's starting to go up, is owned by Southern Arizona Logistics. It is not Shamrock. It is not Amazon. It is not Walmart. It is not Target. All those rumors that we've heard. It is Southern Arizona Logistics. It's a multi-tenant industrial facility that'll be going up, which could allow for tenants to have small industrial type operations in there for manufacturing, or it could be distribution. That's why when you drive along there, you see a number of loading docks that are already pre-programmed into that facility, but there are no identified tenants that have been shared with us yet for those. It could be one single tenant that goes in there, or it could be upwards of 6 different tenants that go into that one building.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
it'll
And
be
right now, we don't have any specified tenants, as you said. But when you say light manufacturing, what does that mean for our listeners?
For light manufacturing, it's small mechanical operations. They could be making any type of different widgets that go in there, but it's the heavy industrial and the light industrial. The separations that you really see is the air emissions that would come out, or the type of dependency they have on utilities, whether it's a high electrical user or a high water user, based upon their manufacturing of goods that goes on in there. So light industrial, simple containments that don't generate a lot of noise, vibration, dust, or emissions that come out of that.
Okay, so we're not talking about a chemical plant here.
No.
We're not talking about a battery factory. We're not talking about a car factory. We're talking about making fire suppression systems or something like that. Is that fair?
Yeah, most of these are, when you talk light industrial, they have parts that are brought from a couple of different areas throughout the U.S. or the world, and they're assembled here into one and then distributed from there.
And when we say distribution too, of course, you've got Amazon. We got an Amazon building down at I-10 Silverbell. So we know what Amazon does, but what other kind of distribution could we potentially see out of there?
I mean, you could have small distribution facilities that would be like an auto parts store. They might have, AutoZone or something like that, might have 12 different locations within the geographical area that they need to have a central hub where the trucks will come down here and drop off. Maybe 3 or 4 trucks a week will drop off there, and then the smaller vans or the box trucks will take it and distribute it out to each individual store.
So it's like a last mile kind of thing, like
Kind of.
Wayfair last mile or Home Depot last mile or something like that.
Yeah.
That kind of distribution.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so that's the big one. I mean, 2 big buildings, one of them roughly...
The first one was just over 500,000, and the second one is 450,000 square
All right, so we're close to 1 million square feet in
buildings.
with a lot of potential employment opportunity there.
Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned Shamrock, right?
Yes.
And that's one that I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, that's the Shamrock. Well, it's not the Shamrock. Shamrock is going to be where?
Shamrock is actually, if you're looking at those buildings from the frontage road or from I-10, the Southern Arizona Logistics buildings, it's actually behind that.
Okay.
The Shamrock property is 80 acres. It is closer to Tangerine. Actually, will butt up to Tangerine Road, and it is adjacent to the existing fire station.
Okay, so that's directly to the south of those buildings and in that area, south
Yes.
and kind of, I guess, west.
Yes.
South and west.
And for those listening, Shamrock has not come forward with any plans to move forward with development at this time. We've had early conversations when they bought the property, but they are in no rush right now to erect a facility. We would anticipate probably within the next couple of years we'll start to see activity, but immediate, there's no plans.
All right. So any other development up here in the Northwest that we want to keep our listeners informed on?
In North Marana, there's obviously some buzz. Dutch Brothers just opened up here.
What? Dutch
great.
Brothers in competition with somebody else who just opened.
Starbucks
That's
opened,
right.
In the multi-tenant building right next to the Bisbee. So we have 2 new coffee shops or drink service that has been added up here. And then we have Panda Express is about to break ground on their facility, which will be located right next to the Dutch Brothers. So a little more activity.
I will tell you, the mayor's excited about Panda Express and the coffee shops. So is Andrea Cayacero in our office. She loves Panda Express. So it's making some people happy. So that's good.
Yeah. Staying in North Marana, back on the Tangerine Corridor, you've got CTI Trucking. A lot of people have asked about that building, too. It's where the Terror and the Corn used to be set up back in that location. It's right next to Roche or Ventana Medical. And CTI is moving along. And a lot of people are looking at it saying, what's this metal-framed building going up out in the middle of the field? What is it?
I'm with them. Yeah, I'm with them on that. I'm wondering, what is that, right?
Yeah. So CTI Trucking is moving up from their current location, which is off of Aver Valley Road. And they've got to get out of that because they don't own that property. They lease it from one of the quarries operations there. So they're moving up here. They're going to put up a nice office building, 2-story office building, and the backside of that will be their maintenance shop for their trucks.
Yeah. Now, I've had a few people making comments about the appearance of the building, but I am actually looking right now off to my right here on a television screen, a rendering of what the facility is going to look like, and it looks much different than what is currently over there right now. So I would say it's a rather attractive building. I mean, are you with me on that?
Yeah, I would totally agree. For an industrial operation with trucking and all that, it's a very nice rendering. And it's going to look nothing like that, nothing like a trucking operation that is heavy industrial in nature. It's going to represent more of a professional office appearance to it.
Yeah, I think it's sharp. I'm glad they're doing that there. So what else? What else do we have going on up here in North Marana, along Tangerine? Any other?
If we move over on the east side of Tangerine, a lot of people have been asking, what's going on over there? Well, other than the Mandarina development, which continues to go with utilities and infrastructure, you've got the gas station, the Maverick gas station, which is on the south side of Tangerine there. So that's the activity that they see where a lot of the dirt piles are being moved away and people have seen some stuff. So that's a convenience store gas station that's going in that location.
Yeah. Now, I'm not even sure if we have any Mavericks in the area, in the Tucson area. I've seen them a lot up in the Prescott Valley area and way up north in Flagstaff. I haven't seen them down here, but pretty popular convenience store gas stations. So.
Yeah, I think they're more of a rural franchise. They go in areas where it's typically harder for utilities to be located. And in this particular location, we don't have sewer along the south side of Tangerine in that location. So this operation will actually come with a commercial septic system there. But they'll have
whatever it takes to get it up and running.
Yeah.
They're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
Very good. So. Anything else up here in North Marana, Jason, that you want to inform our listeners about? Not
that I can think of right offhand. There's a lot of activity, a lot of interest. There continues to be a lot of interest, but no other projects that are on the immediate horizon.
Nothing imminent for us. No. Well, then let's move on down the freeway a little ways and head over to the Marana Center, the outlet mall down there, and that area is hopping with activity. Every time you drive by it, there's something else going up. So talk to me, man.
Yeah, it's been long overdue for this community as far as seeing the activity at the outlet mall area.
Oh, no doubt.
So Luke Auto Dealership is the first one right there as you're coming off of the interchange. That is right at the main entrance there on the east side of the entrance. they're moving along very nicely there. Building's starting to take shape, so we're excited to see the dealership come in there.
Yeah, I noticed they got the parking lot all done. They've got the lights out there. Man, it looks like they're just maybe a month or so away from finishing this thing up. I
Yeah.
mean, do you think they're that close?
I would say they're probably closer to like 60 to 90 days to taking over. And that's just because, shell of the building, and now they got to get in and set up the offices and get the interior done.
And get some cars down here.
Get some cars down here.
All right.
So,
good.
That one's moving. The Quick Trip right across the street from there.
Hey, I used it the other day. It worked. Got gas and everything.
Good.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I haven't been over there since they opened, but I knew they were close. So that's a good one. And then actually just late last week, American Furniture Warehouse has started their earthwork out there. It's a big facility, another 200,000 square foot facility that's going to go up.
I'm looking at a picture of this thing, and it looks like another mall as big as this thing is, man. That is a big structure. A very nice looking building from the renderings here. And so it's not just a showroom, right?
No, actually, it's probably 80,000 square feet of it is the showroom area.
Okay.
And the
That's still 80,000 square feet of furniture show. That's a big showroom.
It's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is their distribution, but also what this company does is if you have any scratches, dents, or any piece of equipment or furniture that needs to be returned to them, they do the repairs and all that right there.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a little bit of a warehouse and fabrication or reupholstery that they do in that areas. And then they put it back out on the showroom for, resale, but it's kind of their discount section.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
They don't sell it as brand new. They sell it as gently used or whatever it might be. So, yeah, that facility is going up. And
so they have some of these up in the Phoenix Valley area,
Yes.
I know. Familiar with them, been up there. And, I think it's going to be a great addition to the Marana community.
Yeah, they've indicated to us they've wanted to be down here for quite some time.
Yeah.
In the
So,
Tucson area.
what are they? A year, 6 months?
This one, they're anticipating it's going to take 12 to 15 months to put up.
Okay, and they're breaking ground when, did you say?
They
Did you
just
say
broke
that? I don't even
ground
know.
the
Maybe.
last couple of days. I think
They
it was
broke ground.
Thursday or Friday. So if you go out there now,
They're moving dirt.
there's going to be a lot of dirt pushed around on that one.
All right.
So, and that is between the Luke dealership and the existing mall.
Okay.
So, and they'll take all the property between Luke.
Yeah, that's
and
a
the
big
mall.
pad.
That's a big.
That's a
pad.
big pad. So we got other construction going on there, though. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so a lot of people can see the HSL apartment project that's going up right now. It's really taking shape.
HSL being what? Apartments?
Apartments, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what it stands for. But,
Yeah, that's what I
but they
thought
do
you
a
were
lot
asking.
of. They've actually done several apartment complex developments in our community.
Yeah.
Been good partners, I think, to work with.
Yeah. Very, very good partners.
Yeah.
Great quality as far as their projects go. They've got the Tangerine property that they have operated for a number of years. Aside from this one, the last project they did in our community was the Pines apartment projects on there.
Yep, very nice apartments.
This one that they're doing up here, we're actually really excited about from the fact of it's a completely different architecture and style.
Yeah, I have to tell you, man, I'm excited to see this thing completed because I go by there probably at least once a week just to check on how it's coming. And, man, I like the look of it.
Yeah, it's more of a modern architecture look to it. Their kind of clubhouse is more of a grand entrance, kind of a resort look to it.
It very much has the feel of a resort.
And I think in that given location, there's some amazing views.
Yeah.
As
There's
you-
no question, man. If you're living on one side, you're going to have unbelievable views of the Tortolitas. If you're living on the other side, you're going to have unbelievable views of the Catalinas. If you're living on the west side, you're going to have unbelievable views of Sombrero Peak. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's shaping up, and it's going to be a very nice development when it opens up. I'm excited to see the grand opening and actually be able to tour that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Are you splash savvy? In the event of a home drowning, you are the first responder. We'll walk you through the steps so you can prevent further complications until help arrives. Learn more from Marana Lifeguards, Marana Police, and Northwest Fire District at maranaaz.gov/splash savvy. We are first responders against drowning, and we are splash savvy.
There's an easier way to get your rec on in Marana. Download the Marana Parks and Recreation app today to learn about parks and trails, request reservations, and register for programs. Don't miss out on a fun time. Available in the App Store for Apple and Android phones.
Marana is changing. More people and businesses are moving here every day, which means we need streets, paths, and public transportation services that meet our future needs. Leave your mark and tell us what you want to see in your community. Visit maranaaz.gov/transportation master plan.
And I think there's more.
The other project that's up there is the storage facility, and that's actually an indoor and outdoor large storage that's going to allow for not just your typical resident that wants to go and have additional storage space, but it's going to allow for RV storage to also be, but it's going to be behind the walls. It's going to be totally blocked in. And then they also have some interior storage for RVs. So if you want climate controlled storage for your RVs, so it's going to be a big facility. And
Well, I guess if you can afford a $300,000 RV, probably storing it in air conditioning, you're not too worried about that. But I have to tell you, man, that is a big project as well.
that is, and it actually, I think it flows very nicely with the apartment project because you've got 3-story apartments going up there, and then you've got a 2-story storage facility for RVs, interior, and others. So it's a nice transition. And I think the intensity of the retail and commercial operations around there, and once the hospital gets built, which, quick plug on that,
huge,
we haven't heard anything yet as far as timelines, but think of a hospital operating with an outlet mall, with furniture warehouse, which is an auto dealership, existing hotel, another hotel company.
A lot of synergy there.
Yeah, I think these things will really help to ramp up the mall activity and the retail activity in that area.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Anything else there? We got a hotel. Is there another hotel coming in there?
There's another hotel that's planned to go in there. We have not yet seen timing for them to move forward, but the hotel has acquired the property and is looking to move forward in that general location.
And that'll be right next to the current hotel, the Hampton?
Yes, it'll actually be on the other side of the existing emergency room that's there. So you'll have
so
the
between
Hampton,
the two. Emergency room,
and another hotel.
All right. So if you happen to fall off the balcony, you're right close to medical help.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So we got a hospital going in there. We've got all kinds of stuff going on at the Marana Center. Are they ever going to bring some nice restaurants in there? For goodness sakes.
Steve Cheslak and myself have had a couple of different conversations over the time with the manager of the outlet mall out there, as well as the developer of the general area, and saying, sit-down restaurants, come on. You walk through the outlet mall, you see these vacant storefronts, and I'm not saying that the mall is dying or anything, but, we've all been up to the Phoenix Valley area. We've been to malls throughout the country, and they have a nice little restaurant, sit-down restaurant at the end of them that bookends them. It helps to drive the activity of the mall.
I love your idea, Jason, and you have floated this past me and said, here's what they ought to do over there, and that is take one of those end caps and turn it into a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
You could take like I don't know, I'm not plugging any particular restaurant, but, the Yard House brewery type thing you could put in there, and I think it would do just amazing, to be honest with you.
I think you take any one of those end caps and, put 2.
Yeah.
Sit-down
But
restaurants. With an outdoor
Fantastic.
patio and nice views, and I think it would really go crazy. And
I think we missed our calling, Jason.
I did,
We should be out there developing communities for people. That's what we should be doing.
I just need a checkbook.
Maybe that's why
Yeah,
we're not
that's
in
probably
it. Maybe
why.
that's why we're not in it. All right. So that I think that covers the Marana Center area, right?
Yeah,
No-
I think the only other activity up in that area we get questions on is all that dirt that's being moved on Linda Vista. You know,
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
It's Linda Vista
Yeah.
Village. That is a residential
American home for rent, right? Homes for rent,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, so they're getting going in that area. We'll start to see homes starting to come out of the ground there. They've been issued, I think, 36 or 38 permits for their first units to go up there. These are going to look like any other single-family home that goes up. So it's not smaller casita style. It's full-on housing,
Right.
but they are rental homes.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
actually saw that their model homes are actually going up. They've got the roofs on, and or at least the framing of it
Yep.
anyway. So yeah, they're moving.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for the mall area.
All right. Well, let's move on down the freeway just a little bit further and talk about the Cortero Farms area.
Yeah. So go over on the east side. You've got where the existing Dutch Brothers is there.
Yep.
Andrea probably likes that one as well.
Coffee in general, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Go behind that one. That's the storage facility that's been going up. Big giant
Yeah.
brick box there.
People have been wondering. I had people ask, "Is that a theater or what is that?" You know, right? So it's another storage facility.
It's another climate-controlled storage facility that is
Looks
going
nothing like a storage facility.
No, it's actually nice now that it's getting to the point where you can actually see some of the architectural details coming in.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like a plain box,
Yeah.
a data center or something
Right.
like that.
Yep.
So that's a storage facility that's going up there.
Yeah, a far cry from what I would have expected a storage facility to look like. So I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, storage facilities got a bad rap back in the day, and I think everyone naturally goes to it, myself included. You hear storage facilities, you think of the old ones that it was individual garage doors that you
Yep.
roll up and they're,
Yep.
just these tin buildings that are all lined up in rows. That's not the model.
Yeah, I think of that
we see
TV
it
show where those people go around and bid on the storage units and come out with, like gold or something,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a storage facility. Right next to that property is actually Mark Mazda is going to be going in there. So we'll have another car dealership, a Mazda dealership.
Wow.
That'll be going in there.
Wow.
So that'll be great. They're excited about the opportunity. The renderings that we have for that it's going to be a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Right there. And then behind that is another hotel that'll be going up there. I believe that one is called My Place Hotel. It's kind of a not too common name, I think, that's out there. Maybe it's a newer franchise or newer flag that's out there, but
All right.
it's new that's going in there.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so that's on the east side of the freeway on Cortero. Is there something on the south side going in? Is there a Starbucks
Yeah.
or something I heard? Is
yeah.
that accurate, or
Yeah.
is that a rumor?
no, that's accurate.
That's
Starbucks
accurate,
is
okay.
going in there. So apparently Dutch Brothers and Starbucks are teaming up in our community.
I guess where one pops up, the other one is soon to follow. Apparently,
So Starbucks will be going right next to the Circle K there.
Circle K or the
or-
Wendy's?
Wendy's, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Wendy's,
all right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Circle K, Wendy's, then the
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
All right. So moving then on over across the freeway on Cortero and going into the area of Arizona Pavilions and Ina and Silverbell, we got some construction going on over there by the park, by Crossroads.
Yeah,
tell us what's
the
going on.
apartment project that's going up there is really coming along nice. That's an age-restricted apartment complex that's going in there.
55 and older?
55 and older.
See, so I can live there,
Yeah, I'm
but
not
you,
good.
Jason, can't, and Vic, neither can you. You guys are out, but I would be eligible, so that's good news.
So, and that one is also starting to get the exterior put on it. So you see the stucco, the paint. So it's really
Big
coming
difference.
along.
It's coming together big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a ton of questions when they were first going up as far as just the sticks in the air.
Right.
What is that? What does that
Yeah.
building look like? And now that it's coming along, it really fits in well in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Lehman Academy is right there. I think the the style of the building, the color schemes and all of that really blends in. And then you've got the existing Fry's on the other side of the corner, as well as the apartments, kind of kitty corner from this one as well. So,
Yeah, and it's kind of sandwiched between the, not sandwiched in a bad way, like smushed, but it's between the Walgreens and Lehman Academy.
Yeah.
So you kind of have this, 2-story height type of thing going on over there. And I agree. I think it fits well with that area. And, for people that are 55 and older that want the convenience of being able to walk to the grocery store, walk to a restaurant, walk to the park, all of those kinds of things, it's all right there for them. So
Yeah.
I think that's a real good mix, and I'll bet that place fills up very quickly.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the ownership group is very excited to see that one open up. It's Graystar is the ownership of that one.
Okay,
They're excited for that project.
good.
Yeah.
All right, and to the south, we got another one going up there.
Yeah, another apartment project that's starting to take shape. There's a number of different buildings that are there just north of the Amazon facility. That is traditional apartments that are going in there. They're not
It's big.
age restricted. They are big.
Yeah.
It's big. 3-story buildings, but based upon the site, there's a grade separation difference between the road, Silver Bell Road, and actually the foundation there.
Yeah, it drops off pretty far.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah.
We've gotten a number of comments from residents in the
Yeah.
area. It's a change. I
Sure.
get it.
It's a big change.
It's an
Blocking
absolute
people's
change.
views. Hey, I can't see the Catalinas anymore.
Yeah.
And, I paid extra for my lot.
Yeah.
And you can certainly empathize with that. But that's often what happens when there's vacant land that's available for development.
Yeah, absolutely. We get it all the time. I mean, and I get it. You can't buy all the land in the world.
Right.
Maybe Bezos could, but I can't. The only way to control your view is to own the property between what
You
you
and your
what
view.
you're looking at.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite a distance. But that project's coming along nice. It's shaping up well. I know it's been a long, drawn-out, hard process for them, and it was dealing with the whole Clomer-Lomer, and that's the floodplain issue along the Santa Cruz. Federal government, along with many other operations, got hit hard during COVID, that whether it was a rush of things or, just a number of projects and permits and all that. So they got backlogged quite a bit, and this project got hung up in that. But we're excited to see them moving, and it's starting to take shape over there. So
Yeah.
300 units,
What was the 55 and older? How many units is that?
55 and older, that is 182 units.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and this one's over 300 units, which is comparable, I think, in size to the apartments there on the southwest corner, Vine and Silverbell, or Cortero and Silverbell. I
Yeah.
believe that one's pretty close to around 300 as well.
Yeah.
So similar in size. Anything else going on in that area, Jason?
No, there's been some interest, some developers that have come in and talked about, the different corners and their interest to possibly develop those, but, nothing's moving yet. There's also next to the gas station on the south side of Ina, closest to the Santa Cruz. There's an apartment project that's interested in going in there, but we haven't seen any formal submittals from them. So we're kind of waiting to see, if there's, still an interest to move forward on some of these projects, or how serious are some of these projects. I think part of it is people just kind of poking around because Amazon has built a facility there, but they're waiting for it to actually get up and operational. So they want to, keep their kind of thumb on the pulse of things here, but not ready to pull the trigger until they actually see that
Activity.
Amazon facility moving.
So you brought it up, Jason, the
Yep.
Amazon facility. We heard anything? Any more updates?
No new updates since the last time we talked.
Okay.
We still have keeping in touch with them. I think the property has been maintained very well.
Yeah, I drive by it once a week just
Yeah.
to check on it, and it looks fine. They're doing a good job
Yeah.
landscaping and keeping it clean and keeping people out of the parking lots and
Yeah,
stuff.
they actually
so.
chained off the parking lots,
Yep.
which I thought was very nice. Didn't take a big effort, I think, to do that, but
Yeah.
I think it still is nice that they did that because, I've got high school kids, You know, what do they like to do? And mom and dad aren't around, go do donuts and tear through parking lots and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just
So
got a
it's-
2021 Challenger, man. And if it wasn't blocked off, I might go there and do
Yeah.
some donuts just to test it out. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so Amazon, additional apartments potentially. So what do you say to people who are like, man, all these apartments going up, it's going to bring congestion to Ina and Silver Bell, and I don't like that. I mean, you know, what do you say to that?
yeah, every one of these projects has to go through a traffic analysis, a traffic report, which our dedicated team out at Public Works and the traffic engineers go through and study and look at all that. And that's why the improvements were recently made to that interchange was based upon Amazon operating at full capacity, as well as the apartments that were both immediately north and the apartments up by Lehman Academy. That all factors into, you know, distribution of traffic and timing and all that stuff. And so that's where those improvements came. That's also why the traffic signal was installed on the east side of the Amazon facility. There was no
Right.
traffic signal there.
Right.
But based upon their traffic movements and the volume of traffic that existed there today, it warranted another traffic signal to go into that location. I think part of it was Amazon also wanted to see one go in there. But all of that is studied. All of that is taken into account. And many times, you know, you'll see improvements that are phased in also afterwards, because businesses especially will come in and say, we're going to start out and we're going to have 500 employees here. We're going to start. And I'm not saying that's what Amazon's saying. I'm just example.
Right.
I'm going to have 500 employees. But our hope is, and our plan is that we're going to ramp up to where we have 1,500 employees within 5 years. At 5 year or at year one, you don't need XYZ improvements. But 3 years from now, 4 years from now,
Right.
you may need to. And so our team, our traffic engineers, worked very hard, and with legal team, with yourself, with others, to draft whether it's a development agreement or some other mechanism that triggers when those improvements have to be done, so that we don't get a bottleneck or we have major catastrophes or anything like that based upon our inability to be prepared for it.
Very good. All right. Well, I believe we've covered most of the areas. Anything else going on in town that you think we need to touch on?
I think the only other one is stay with the apartments is behind Target. You got the Alexander apartment.
Oh, that's
project.
right.
If you haven't been
Ina
over-
and Thornydale area. We got a couple of apartment complexes
Yeah.
going up over there.
So you got we call it the Airy 2, the Solstice apartments that are going up, which are the casita style. That's the phase 3 of the Airy projects. Those are going forward. That'll be a little different just because you'll see 2 stories now. Everything they have today is all
one
single
story.
stories.
Yeah.
So you'll see some 2 stories, but I think that's very nice and complementary to the Alexander, which is one big apartment complex that's going up that is 3 stories, right behind Target. And that's starting to go vertical as well. If you haven't been over there in a while, you know.
Yeah,
take a
both
drive
of them
over.
are pretty far along. I mean, they're moving pretty well. So good addition to that area.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, you've got. It's struggled to see a lot of interest just because, you know, it's behind Target.
Right.
It's, you know, there's not a lot of visibility, a lot of frontage in that area. But now you have a bunch of residents that could be located in this area that can walk to Target, can walk to restaurants, can walk, you know, to the conveniences. And if you're really bored, you can stare out your back window at Top Golf and watch people hit golf balls. But I
There
think
you
it's
go.
good. And then you've got the loop trail that comes through right there as well. So you hop on your bike, go for a ride,
Yeah.
and close to a bunch of
Lots of
amenities.
possibilities there.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Well, Jason, we spent quite a bit of time here going over these projects, and I really appreciate it. I know people are wanting to know what's going up in Marana, and I think we covered just about everything you could possibly cover and then some.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your time, and thank you to our listeners for joining us. Until next time. Submit your questions by visiting maranaaz.gov/realtalk and we'll answer them right here. To receive notifications for new releases, remember to click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Also, please follow the town on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date on current news and events.